absolute beginners. The link for this video no?
Okay. Technical glitches aside. Hello and welcome, everybody. I'm Jono, the Eternal Optimist, and how you doing? Hi, welcome. I am so sorry about that. I was trying to get some background music up and running and going, and then everything started playing, and I had the Bluetooth speakers on, and oh my god, there was a DVD loading screen. Hi, Karsiko, welcome. Yeah, I love the DVD logo. The DVD logo thing. It's a plugin I got for OBS. Also, let me change up the song a bit. There we go. All right, let's get those traditionals out the way. So welcome, Jetski Sam, Fred, Icewolf 27, Karsiko. How's everybody doing? Hi. Yep. Let's see here. I'm just quickly catching up on chat. You've got arachnophobia. Perfect. I mean, well, not perfect. You know what I mean. Well, I will be explaining what today's stream is all about. It is technically a just chat stream while I do some work, but I thought you guys might be kind of curious to see what I'm working on. But yeah, I obviously there are some things I can't talk about because of NDAs and all that jazz, but this is conceptual stuff, so it should be fine. It's not like I'm going to be giving away anything like secrets or anything like that. So let's see here. Fully aware. If you're asking me about fear, no. If it was about John, I know he has a few. Hey. I think the best was to create horror, as someone told me. Pick something that someone enjoys or some idea and make it a nightmare. Have it try it out. Don't worry. I'll get into the details now. Just a moment. Hello. I hope you're having an amazing stream. Thank you, Banter. Welcome, Banter crew. Yeah, we just started. A little scuff. Had a bit of an audio glitch because I'm trying to learn German while I'm living here, and I had the Bluetooth speaker on from trying to listen and learn the language just before the stream. So I was learning all the German greetings like Auf Wiedersehen, Gute Nacht, Gute Nacht, Guten Tag for day, Tag, Guten Tag for day. The easiest one is just hello, hello. But yeah, hi everybody. Oh yeah, let me also get the other tradition out of the way. So thank you, Hector, for your support on the Golden Wings. Everybody in the Noble is No Wings. And of course, all you fine people that come by for some laughs. Also, Jono, I love the thumbnail. Thank you. Yeah, it was quickly generated. Like I needed an alien spaceship, so I just quickly went to an art generator and I said, give me an alien corridor with a dark, moody theme. And it made that. And I was like, cool, that's good enough. We'll take it. German sure is complex. Yeah, it is. What's it? I did a whole bunch of experimentation with like AI art last year, and after a couple of discussions with a lot of my friends, especially a lot of my artist friends, I've decided that moving forward I'm not going to use it primarily for the channel, but there will be occasions where I might need it. For example, like that background, right? Just background art is, it's nothing, like it shouldn't be anything significant. Whereas if I was trying to like make merchandise using AI art, then I think that would be like a line way too far. So yeah, that's my personal opinion, by the way. That's just my personal opinion. I decided for the sake of my artist friends, I was going to limit myself in how much I use it. Let's see here. I thought you were against AI generation thing, considering we have so many artist friends. Exactly. I was curious though, because whenever new technology comes along, it's always important to study it, even if you're not planning on using it. The fact that given, I don't really want to go into the topic too much, but given that, AI can replace a lot of jobs, it's best to understand what it can't and what it can and can't do, what its strengths and weaknesses are, rather than turning your head, like turning away from it in disgust only leaves yourself vulnerable, right? You got to study it. Even like if you view it like as an enemy, you got to study your enemy, right? So yeah, it's always good to just learn and see what works, what doesn't work, and get a feel for things, because understanding is always beneficial. The more you learn, the more you understand, the better you can be and such. So yeah, that's my personal opinion on it. So I play around with it, I study with it, but never really like use it. Funny, I'm in the same position, neither against or pro. Exactly. I've had this conversation with a lot of people already, so I'm not gonna go too hard into it, because I know today isn't just chat. So yeah, we can just chat, but let's move on. I realize German sounds so mean, but it doesn't mean to. That's the thing, right? It also depends on the intensity. German can be quite an intense language, but also at the same time, it can be very friendly. It really depends. Like, for example, the hello, you know, most people are just like, hello, hello, you know, it's very friendly. Like, hello, you know, it's, you know, it comes across, right? Whereas like sometimes it also, you know, sort of culturally, there's a very sort of strict sense on doing something properly. So, you know, there's a very strict nature comes across through that mindset of make it properly, do it well. Don't be satisfied with half-assed stuff, which is really difficult for me, because when I'm like, hi, can we speak English? And they go, no. And then they start speaking in perfect English. And I'm like, you can speak English, it's fine. But it's because they're worried that they're not perfect at it, so they don't want to say that they can speak English. So sometimes I've had quite a few very funny moments here in Germany because of that. So I'm doing my best to learn, and I'm going to struggle. But welcome everybody. Let's see here. Yeah, I hope you have an awesome stream. Yeah. Okay. So what are we actually doing tonight? Well, as I mentioned it's kind of work. I do a lot of writing for video game companies, and I've joined a group that I'm not going to talk about right now. But they are releasing both a online as well as a mobile product that will allow authors to create sort of like mini role-playing modules that game masters can buy and then play with friends, and then it'll be able to play throughout the app itself. That's already like public knowledge, so I can say that. But again, I'm not going to describe the company itself or anything until at least I've got my game ready. Okay. So what we're creating here is sort of like a mini D&D campaign that can be played in a single evening. You know, like a 2 to 4 hour one-shot campaign with very, very simplified rules. Okay, so that's the gist of it, and it can be anything. But having a look at what other writers have made as well as what they already have, I see there's already a little bit of saturation with a particular genre. So I want to push things into a new genre, you know, stand out from the crowd. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. Hi, Easy Shifan. Hi, welcome. I hope you're doing well. Hope you've been good. German learning stream when? Oh, please don't kill me. Don't kill me. I struggle with other languages. Okay, I struggle. I can't. I love Jono's elf ears. It moves. Question: does it move when you talk? No, it moves when I blink. So every time I go boom, boom, the ears wiggle. Boom, boom. So yeah, I can also sort of Oh, this is a fun thing. I was chatting to Neo, the rigger for Dogboy Jono, because they're also rigging the next Jono. They told me a cool little function that's buried in VTube Studio that allows you to change the physics on a per layer basis. So, for example, the physics on the ears, right? When I move, I can dial it so that they can be even more wobbly or even more stiff. So I can actually dial it into just how much I want through like sort of a hidden menu. It's not that obvious how to get to it. And through that menu, I also discovered I can create things like wind and have it only affect my hair. So I could make it that my character's hair is in front of a fan and is blowing all the time. So I thought that would be kind of funny. Haven't done that yet, but Fred, how long? It's not zombies versus vampires. I'm good as long as it's yeah. Don't worry. So, have you guys ever watched a really old movie from 1979 called Alien? Have you ever watched a movie called Alien? You might know of the alien, which is now more commonly referred to as the xenomorph. That has been one of my favorite movies for the longest time. Like I used to have like the director's cut DVD that I used to watch as a very long time ago. So my plan is, obviously I can't copy it because copyright and all that, and but I can be inspired by it, right? Creatively inspired. So is 1979 old? Yeah, I think that would qualify as old. That's what, 50 years old now? Wait, was it 79? Wait, when did the Alien movie come out? Hold up. Now I'm doubting myself. Alien movie came out in 1979. Yeah. So that's what, 45 years ago? Yeah, the original Alien with Alan Ripley. Yes, older than me. The only movie that is super old is Alfred Hitchcock, the Alfred Hitchcock's horror films. Yeah, I've watched them. I've watched a lot of the classics, Vertigo and all of that jazz. Don't worry. So yeah, my goal for today is to actually go through with you my idea that I've had. So I want to take the premise of the Alien film, where you have a crew, which will be the players, on a ship with a monstrosity of some kind that is attempting to eliminate them all. And they have to survive 3 days. That's the specific thing. Because obviously I have to change some things, otherwise, copyright. But I'm inspired by it. So I want to take the premise and dial that in. So why don't we pop across to the screen room and prepare your eyes to be blinded by the white. I am sorry, there is no dark mode. I looked, I tried, but Figma does not have a dark mode. So we're just gonna have to live with that. Also, let me put on some different music. There we go. Okay. Can you hear that? Is that too loud or too soft? Otherwise I will change it to something else. Okay. Now I can't see chat. Hold up. Fixing it. Maridon, welcome. How you doing? Oh, wait, the alien. Yeah. Okay. So I will read out now my, my rough draft. Like, I got out of bed at like 1 a.m, and just started writing all of my thoughts for this. So Hector, welcome, Hector. How you doing? Yeah, today I'm going to actually be doing some work while I chat to you guys. I have signed a contract with another company where I'm going to be creating a sort of D&D-like one-shot module. So basically, game masters will buy the module. I'll get paid royalties, and they can play it with their friends. So I'm being inspired by the original Alien movie. So here we go. I'm going to be calling this project Subject 72. The idea is that you have 72 hours to survive on the ship as the crew. Subject 72 is a sci-fi horror survival game where the crew are trapped on board a transport ship with an aggressive entity attempting to eliminate them. The players, which are the crew, have to survive 3 days aboard the transport ship in space. The winning conditions are to neutralize the threat or board a new vessel without the entity on it. The crew will have to find their solution while learning what the subject is capable of. The threat is an experimental subject secretly brought onto the ship by one of the crew members who is an undercover operative for the government. Not even the agent knows exactly what the subject is, though they have been given a document with advice in the event of the subject's escape, which it will. The exciting elements of this game is that the game master can choose from a variety of subjects for each play session. Each subject will have a different difficulty, behaviors, and weaknesses, meaning this game has plenty of replayability. Each subject brings new horrors to the cold metal halls of the ship. There is also a dog companion of the captain who is aboard the ship. The captain will be the game master's character at the start of the game, and the captain will be one of the first eliminated. Okay, he will function as a guardian angel, the dog. The dog will function as a guardian angel for the first day, alerting or chasing off the subject. Hopefully. Some subjects might remove this angel as soon as possible, depending on which one the game master has chosen. While the crew are learning about the subject is equally learning about them and the ship. By the second day, it will have found a nest in one of the rooms on the ship, where it will spend most of its time when it's not hunting. By the last few hours of the second day, the subject will rest to prepare for tomorrow. This will be one of the few windows of opportunity for the crew to directly eliminate the threat with a weapon. The third day is the most dangerous. The subject undergoes a metamorphosis into their final form. The subject will leave their nest to permanently go on the hunt. The survival rates drop considerably if the crew has still not found a way out or how to deal with the subject. So that's the brief I wrote for myself when coming up with this entire concept, right? Inspired. Ree, welcome Ree, how you doing? Oh man, the government thing is so spent. Just an opinion. Make it a corpo trying to exploit a loophole or something. Yeah, I know. I like literally this was my first draft I wrote when I thought of it. I did think about it being a corporation thing, but the problem is that was also a little bit too close to the original Alien itself, because right, it's the Wayland Corp. The whole reason why the events happen is because the corporation set up the crew to go collect the alien egg. So I was like, I don't really want to go corpo because it's a little too similar, right? So for now, I'm just going to stick with a government experiment. Okay, so Axel Hugh, is this doc for Among Us Revengeance? No, this is for a game I am developing as a tabletop one-shot game. So the idea is that a game master will buy this game from the company that I've signed with, and then I will get royalties, and the game master will get to play it with their friends. And what's going to set this apart from everyone else is, one, it's science fiction, and two, I am going to be giving it loads of choices. Like, the value proposition I'm adding here is that the premise, this is just the premise, right? The game master will have many different subjects that they can use for replayability. So it's not like you buy the game once and play it once and then, you know, everybody's done, right? You buy the game once and then there are like 8 different monsters you could play with, right? So your friends will come up and be like, oh, come on, let's play again. But this time choose the one that's a little harder or something like that. Oh, G-Fan, thank you so much, G-Fan. You joined the Snow Wings. Thank you. Enjoy the emojis. All the Jono emojis are now unlocked for you to play with. This is the main reason I made the memberships as low as YouTube would let me, is so that the more members we have, the more Jono emojis we can play with. Thank you. So yeah, this is a tabletop game that I am going to be creating. So let's go through this document now and pull apart all the important things that I need to establish. So the first one is that there are 3 days, right? That's the whole reason we called it Subject 72, is that we've got... Actually, let's do this. Let's do this. I'm going to underline. Can I underline? I can bold, but I can't underline. That's a little bit annoying. Okay, so let's see here. Welcome. Wait, homebrew. Yeah, this is a homebrew that is actually going to be sold. So when it's ready, I'll actually play this with some friends on the stream, and then if you guys ever want to play it, you'll be able to join me. So I'm not going to create any of the subjects now, because there's a lot of writing and there's a lot of stuff I can't really talk about with regards to the contract I've signed. So, you know, what I'm doing right now is essentially showcasing to you guys exactly how I go about making these kinds of games. Okay, so again, if you want me to change the music, let me know. And let's just move across to here for a second. So there are 3 days, which we would consider the 3 acts, right, of a story. Okay. We are aiming for a horror genre, which means we have to instill a feeling of powerlessness. Okay. So this is what the players want, right? They want to feel like there is an overwhelming threat that they cannot overcome, but they survive, they win by using their brains and overcoming it through cunning rather than brute force, right? So I have to, when I'm writing the scenarios, I have to find ways to instill that feeling of powerlessness in the players. Okay. To instill fear into our players. Exactly. The other reason I've done this is by adding in a, have you heard of it? It's called the Prisoner's Dilemma. Prisoner's Dilemma. Ah, man, I knew I was going to spell that wrong. Deliminator. Anyway, there's a prisoner's dilemma going on here because one of the players is a traitor, right? One of the players has been given more information than anyone else. So that also adds to the replayability because the game master gets to pick who the traitor is without the rest of the crew knowing. So even if you were to play the same subject, the traitor might be someone different. So there is a traitor, which creates mistrust. Okay. That's not what I'm asking. Are we playing this game or is it just a lore stream? No, no, no. This is a game design stream. So we're just chatting about how I am going about to making this game, right? The gaming streams will be on next week will be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Next week, Sunday, I'm actually going to be offline because Tier Noir is coming over. So I got to go pick him up from the airport. So yeah. Subject traps. Oh, right. So let's see here. Subjects, right? I would love for you guys to list any sorts of ideas. Actually, let's make this an entirely new bracket over here. So we'll just go text. Okay, we got subjects, which decided to. So I will list a couple of subject ideas for you guys to get a feeling for. So, for example, subject idea number 1, right, is Apex Predator, right? This is the classic xenomorph, right? It is something that you do not want to even fight. Okay. The other one, we can go with a spider variant. We have a snake variant. Don't worry, I'll explain in a moment exactly why I'm doing this. I want to tap into a lot of primal fears as well. So we have sort of the shark fear. Again, I will explain in a second exactly what I'm doing here. But parasites, robotic. Yes, not every subject has to be organic. I do plan on having synthetic subjects as well on the ship. So again, the idea is that when you go in, you have no idea what the game master has decided to throw at you for this particular playthrough. There was another one. This one I'm extremely excited about. Mimic. The Mimic is going to be good. just to showcase like why the mimic is going to be so terrifying is on day 1 it's going to be a rat. Day 2 it's going to be the dog, which is the angel itself. In fact, I'm going to call the dog Angel from now on anyway. And then the 3rd day it takes over a player. That's going to be great, right? So not only will we have a sort of traitor amongst the player group, but then on the 3rd day, one of the players becomes the killer. And they have to lure other players into isolated spaces so that they can eliminate them. So not only do you have like this fear of a mimic is like a shapeshifter. Exactly. So on the 1st day, the mimic is tiny and will be one of the rats on the ship. And on the 2nd day, it's going to actually become the angel, the dog. So the players that usually would be like, okay, the dog is our protector, it'll turn on them. And then on the 3rd day, one of the players. Right. So going back to this stage here. So what I need ideas from you guys. If you have any more ideas for subjects, let me know. Plant, insect, mental sub. Okay, yeah. So let's add a plant-based subject here. So this is exactly what I need. It's like, if you guys have any ideas, throw them out, and that might be able to inspire an entire subject playthrough. Can be up to the writer. Don't worry. So what am I doing here? Right. So what we need, okay, we need a crew, which is 4 to 6 players. That crew needs roles, so I have to create character sheets with roles. I need a ship itself, which means I need a layout. Okay, so that's another thing we're going to do tonight is we're going to design the layout of the ship. And I need modes of traversal so that we actually have a sense of tension and a game of cat and mouse. So in game design, we have you guys already know what this is, right? Okay, if I make this bigger, you guys ever played rock paper scissors, right? You know that come on, behave. Of course it doesn't want to behave. So in game design, you know how rock beats paper and paper beats scissors and scissors beats... Wait. Did I really get that wrong? Rock beats scissors, scissors beats paper, paper beats rock, right? So, rock... paper. Okay. So yeah, you guys know the basis of rock, paper, scissors. Now the reason why this is sort of like the building blocks of pretty much all game design ever is that every one of these represents a choice a player can make. So a tool or an action. And every action is both strong to something and weak for something else. So there's always advantages and disadvantages to picking that action. Right. So in a fundamental sense, all games are rock, paper, scissors. Or all aspects have rock, paper, scissors elements to it. You know, for example, in the finals, right? I love playing with the flamethrower. The flamethrower is incredibly powerful up close and completely useless at a distance, right? So in that case, you know, it's more like the scissors, right? It can burn paper super easily, but if you throw a rock at a flamethrower from a distance, you know, the person's going to get hit with the rock, right? Also, why did the music stop? Next song. Okay, so what I need to do while I'm creating this game, hi Lael, welcome. I need to be aware of this choice relationships. I need to create options where when the players make choices, they are either gaining something or putting them at vulnerable states towards something else. So going back to our modes of traversal over here, I basically want there to be several ways that both the players and the subjects can travel through the ship. So in this case, whoops, it's going to be the corridors, the vents. Also, why did I spell that wrong? There we go. Corridor, vents, and the maintenance. So yeah, this game, oh yeah, hi. Jono, what about the monster that stalks the player? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to get to over here, is that because we have 3 methods of travel through the spaceship. Yeah, vents are sus. Exactly. But, you know, because again, the thing about horror is the lack of knowledge, right? The less you know about something, the more terrifying it is. So the fact that the players have no idea which subject the game master has picked, they have no idea which of their teammates is actually a traitor, they have no idea which method of travel is the safest, right? So, you know, if you're up against the spider, right, the spider subject that we'll use just as an example, the spider is obviously going to prefer to travel through the vents, right? So it would be a vent. Its primary method of traveling the world is going to be through a vent. It also means that it can gunk up the vents. So if the players start crawling through the vents, they're going to have a bad time. Whereas, you know, the apex predator doesn't give a damn and will roam the corridors, right? Why do I keep spelling corridors? Why do oh, the double O, that's why. So I need to create a sort of rock, paper, scissors aspect to all of the designs. So as the players start to figure out what kind of subject they're dealing with, they can then create countermeasures, because once they realize, okay, we're up against a spider-like entity, maybe we shouldn't travel through the vents. Maybe we should go underground into the maintenance pipes and go through that way, right? Whereas the snake might actually prefer the maintenance routes. So the players, as they're trying to survive this horror, they're going to have to learn how to travel. So that's one aspect of rock, paper, scissors I want to add to this. Hi, a subject that traps. Hi, Jiva. Yeah. Wait, I already said hi. Oh, just hi, Lael. Oh, man, I love you guys. You guys are just welcome everybody coming by. So, yeah, the plant entity would probably not really move that much, but I did say over here that we want it to be on the second day. It will find a nest. So we need to pick a room for each subject that will also be a great nest. So let me add that in to what we need. We need nests. So rooms, right? And a good horror game, obviously you need lots and lots of rooms. So we're gonna design the ship now, I think, because once we get an idea of the layout and once we get an idea of what kind of rooms we want in, then we can start filling in the roles for the crew. So let's go to the side here, and we're gonna do a horizontal view first. So let's do this. We're gonna create a new section. I'm gonna call this cross section of ship. And now I'm going to actually use the graph as like a design for the ship itself. And we're just gonna use blocks for now. So this one is going to be the cargo hold. Also, why is it so tiny? Let's go with large. Or extra large. Okay. So the idea is that the subject will be in the cargo hold, which will be one of the biggest rooms, because this is going to be essentially like a cargo ship, you know, but instead of all the cargo on top of it, like a traditional ship, the cargo hold will actually be at the bottom and sort of exposed to space. So we kind of want something like this. And then we're gonna need, wait, where did the... We'll go to here, and we're going to call this one the engine room. And we'll make it a lot smaller. So oh, sorry, I realize you guys can't see it. So we're going to build out the horizontal view of the ship, and then we'll do a vertical, because obviously we'll have pipes and everything running between them, right? So I will have to use different shapes and such. So we're literally just building out the sort of map of the ship itself. Hi, Broke Reader. Jono, side question, but related to the stream. Have you looked at Helldivers 2? Looks like a great game to play with a couple of friends. Yeah! I've had quite a few friends actually pushing me to go and get it. They told me to go get it, so I'm probably gonna pick it up. Like, yeah, I'd love to play it. I was a big fan of the Starship Troopers. Like, that was a lot of fun. Subjects that trap. Right. So the spider could be one of those, but what kind of other creature do you guys think of that would be a trapping type horror? Right? So why don't we, because we don't actually have to call them just straight up shark, snake, spider. This is all just to get inspired for ideas. So why don't we call that one the fisherman, right? So one that lays some bait to trap the players in. So we'll just nickname it the fisherman for now. So we've got apex predator, spider, snake, shark, parasites, robotic, mimic, plant, and fisherman. Jono, I gave you my suggestion. Oh, the robotic monster can, instead of moving around, it can check the cameras, and the cameras and lights will turn red when the monster is using it. Ooh, I do like that one. I like that one. So the ship, corrupting the ship's AI. So the subject has plugged itself in a room somewhere and is slowly taking over the ship's AI. And on the last day would basically self-destruct the ship. That's a fun concept. I like that. Thank you, Jetski. Jono, I gave... Oh, yeah. Spiders trap, you know, they make webs. It depends on the species of spider, I guess. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna need, well, not need, but I would love to get as many suggestions from you guys on the subjects. So we'll just pop that down over there, and we'll move our rock, paper, scissors example as well. And let's get back into building out the ship. So what else do we need besides a cargo hold and engine room? Well, we're going to need a captain's quarters. Did I misspell that again? Man, my spelling is just awful today. I am embarrassed by that. So let's keep it a little more tame. So we need a captain's quarters somewhere. We will need crew quarters. We will need a mess hall for eating. We will need bathrooms. bathrooms, so showers. We're also going to need navigation, so actually seeing where the ship would be flying. So that would probably be up here near the front. I would say the crew quarters, mess hall, and bathrooms, all of that living stuff would probably be on the same level. So something like this. Okay. What else? We need lifestyle storage. So crew's personal effects and food supplies and such. We need a tool storage as well. So tool storage. So that would be near the engine room. So yeah, we're just building out the ship and getting a feel for it. So all of these would be on the sort of same level, right? Jono, make a basement area. Yeah, we've got the cargo hold. This is on a ship, so it actually needs to sort of make sense as well. We need an escape. We need an escape pods. So that would probably be somewhere near the middle of the ship, so that everyone would have an equal opportunity to reach the escape room. So for now, let's just call it escape room. I'll still go into more. I'll still put some more thought into that. So we'll put that as a sort of asterisk for now. Armory. Well, here's the thing, right? It's a horror survival game. So the moment you add guns, it starts to complicate things. It starts to give like too much sense of security to players. So the idea is that there will be a gun in, say, for example, the captain's quarters, but the general crew itself wouldn't be given such a thing, right? So the idea is that the person, the traitor, they might have a gun, and that gun is more likely to be used on the crew itself rather than the entity. So so yeah, the idea is that there will be a weapon in the game. Actually, let's add that here. What do we need? We need whoops, come on. We need guns. Guns. 2. 1 for captain. Since the captain is going to be taken out early on in the game, we'll have to see if the players can actually figure out how to get into the captain's safe. And then the other, and 1 for the traitor. There we go. Okay, let's see here. Jono, make a basement area. That's kind of what the cargo hold is going for at the moment. Let's see. Is there anything else that we would need for a ship? Remember, this is a transport ship. Mess hall, farming, growth area. I remember there was a level in Dead Space like that. Yeah, I don't want to make it like a floating city. So the idea is that food would be in storage, right? Okay, let's see here. So we've got piloting the ship. We've got where the captain sleeps. We've got where the crew sleeps. We've got the eating area, the bathrooms. Yeah, the mess hall would also be the kitchen. Or should we make the kitchen a separate room? Actually, yeah, let's do that. We'll make the mess hall and the kitchen We'll make the kitchens a lot smaller, so we can justify that. Whoops. Yeah. Don't worry. This is all just rough planning for now. So the idea is that this would all be on one level, and when we're ready, I'm going to then start going in with a marker for like pipes and stuff like that. So I'll have to use different color coding for things. Medbay. Yeah, medbay. Of course. Okay. Medbay would probably be near the area where most injury would occur. And that would most often be in either the engine room, the cargo hold, or the kitchen. So I'm thinking putting the medbay right here. So let's give that a different color. Let's go with wow, that is bright. Okay, engine room. Let's change this to, yeah, we'll change that to the yellows. And then we'll change the lifestyle areas to greens. Okay, we got green. Escape room is kind of like the final, like, oh my god, run. Again, I'm still not fully decided on the escape room itself yet, because otherwise you're just going to get players camping out there for the entire event, which kind of sucks. Jono, each crew member should have a role. Exactly. Yeah, we're going to get to the roles right after we've got like a rough plan for the so medical would be kind of small as well, so about the same size as the kitchen. Yeah. Let's see here. So if anything, there would probably be an elevator. Wait, what just happened? Why did it go like that? Go to here. E. I'm just gonna call this elevator for now. We might get rid of the elevator shaft at some point, but for now it is kind of useful for being able to just access these different rooms. It also means that there could be some dramatic piping. You know, we could connect maintenance holes to the elevator shaft itself. Actually, I'm starting to like this a lot. I'm being drawn to this even more as I think about it, because just a moment, I just want to add some. There we go. Yeah, I'm actually liking this a lot. Imagine your players have to enter into the vents through the elevator shaft. Ooh, imagine you're playing the game and then there's just the snake one waiting at the bottom of the elevator shaft. And you just see the snake coming up the elevator shaft. Woo! That would be terrifying. Okay, I like that. Note to self. Let's go to snake. The snake likes the maintenance, and its nest will be in the elevator. Okay. Elevator trap. Exactly. So, yeah, for example, the snake might enjoy staying in the elevator before it goes out for hunts. So that's the idea, right? Imagine how terrifying it would be if the crew quarters is where where one of the other ones decides to make its nest. Okay, what else do we need? Medical, medbay, probably not. Engineering, we've got an engine room over here. Remember, not everything has to be stacked vertically. We can also have some more like horizontal stuff as well. So if we just copy paste this and can I rotate it? Let's just get rid of all of these on the different levels. In fact, I'm going to put this one here and make it green as well. So the idea would be to have it shaped like this. If we're looking at a top-down kind of thing, right? So this would be, let's just call this life level, right? So this would be life level, all the green. So we can have things a little bit more, you know, like things stacked next to each other like this. So like, for example, the kitchen and mess hall being next to each other kind of makes more sense, right? So bathrooms would be something like this. Like to one side so that people can pass through without having to go into... Oh yeah, we need 2 bathrooms. Right, of course. So something like that, right? So we're basically going to plan out the ship. A gym. Some kind of sports room. Ah, good idea. Excellent. Let's see here. Maybe it could be next to the lifestyle storage. So... if we have, because yeah, essentially, yeah, basically it would be 2 storage rooms, but with one is half full. I mean, one is full and the other isn't. So the other one is like a basketball gym area. So lifestyle storage and gym. See, so we get something like this. right? And then I would have to repeat this for each of the other layers. Let's see here. If we had more lore, we could get more ideas. For example, is it a research ship? No, it's a cargo ship. So the idea is that the government agency that has been developing this subject or researching this subject needs to transport it to a new facility, but they don't want to be associated with it or have knowledge of it. So essentially, it's a piece of, it was stored in one of the cargo containers. A second. We'll do this. So it was stored as one of the cargo that's stacked in here. So you would have like hundreds of cargo containers in here. Like essentially the idea is that this is the largest room in the ship, right? And inside the vessel that, oh yeah, you reminded me. Inside the subject's container is a solution. So essentially the idea is that if the players are capable of getting down to the cargo room and locating it, there might be some kind of countermeasure that was stored with the subject's transport box. So something about the design of the box or something included with it or some kind of weakness. Exploits a weakness. Let's write that down. Yep. So it would be of great value for the players to get to the cargo hold. Now, another nice idea is that the traitor starts with a hint of a weakness. Right? So imagine you're playing the game and the game master hands you a piece of paper and it says you are the traitor, you're the one who's escorting the subject. If it breaches containment, it's weak to fire or something like that, right? So essentially, I'll write it up with a whole bunch of fluff and all of that to make it more dramatic, but that would be the gist of it, right? So that player would have some knowledge of it, but obviously they don't want to give away that they're the traitor, right? So they'd have to try and figure out some way of conveying that information without, revealing themselves, because the idea would be that if the traitor is discovered, the other players can get rid of them or something along those lines. I need to spend a little more time thinking about that itself. Anyway, let's go back to this one here. So we got lifestyle, and then we'll write it like this if they're directly next to each other. So lifestyle and gym. So then we know that they're on the same horizontal plane. So in this case, it would be mess hall and kitchen. So yeah, we're getting something like here, like that. Bathrooms, showers. Yeah, maybe I should do that. Bathrooms and showers. There we go. Because obviously we're going to end up with a subject that decides to make its nest in the showers, because that would be terrifying. You're taking a shower and then a frickin' monstrosity decides to pop out of the frickin' taps. Oh, a goo! That's a good idea. Yeah, subject. We need a goo. Goo. Cool. Okay. Goo acquired. Also, I'm going to leave a note here before I forget. Vents and bathroom. No, vents and shower. Oh boy. Kurubi, welcome. How you doing, Kurubi? How have you been? Special plant weed killer. Exactly. So yeah, we are busy designing this and seeing how it's going. Is there like an air purifier room? Oh, right. And gravity. Yeah. So let's see here. We have lifestyle storage. Wait, why did I have lifestyle storage twice up here? Okay, I'm gonna leave this blank for now. But yeah, we should probably have something near the front more. So Let's see. On this end, we will have gravity. And the reason why I'm going to put the gravity generator on the opposite side of the engine room is because for lore reasons, you don't want whatever is responsible for creating the gravity, you don't want it influencing the output of the engines, right? You want the engines to be pushing the entire ship. So that'll be the in-lore universe for why the generator for gravity is on the opposite end of the ship for the engines. This is very interesting. Oh yeah, I came in and heard monstrosity pop out of the shower. Yeah, so I'm creating a one-shot modular campaign for a D&D like system. So essentially the idea is that a game master will buy the game, and then with up to 4 to 6 players, they will then basically go through sort of like the Alien movie. So there'll be a subject monstrosity on the ship, and they have to survive for 3 days. So what we're doing right now is we're creating the sort of layout of the ship, as well as coming up with as many different alien monsters as possible. So if you have any ideas or suggestions, please let me know. So the idea, for example, is that the snake will like to travel through the maintenance corridors and will take up a nest in the elevator. Whereas, you know, the spider would like to travel through the vents and will probably take up a nest in probably the lifestyle storage. But again, these can change. Right now, we're just brainstorming. The apex predator walks the corridors. It don't give a damn. Oh, yeah, fun fact. So the idea, and I should also make a note here. Subjects. Subjects have difficulty levels. This is important because the last thing you want to do is let your game, you know, have a game master buy this game, and then they pick one of the random monsters, and then all of a sudden, like, everybody dies, right? Because, you know, they underestimated just how dangerous that would be. So I'm going to kind of use the GTA star system. So for the sort of monster card that I'll create for each one, I'm going to have a number of stars to rank their difficulty. So obviously the apex predator is going to be like a 5-star difficulty, right? 5 stars, essentially you're is what I'm trying to say. You know how I mentioned just now that that every traitor gets a hint on what to do, or, like, you know, a sign of weakness. When it comes to the apex predator, the idea is that the person who's the traitor will get the envelope, and when they open it, the government will be like, if the apex predator is broken loose, just use the gun on yourself. That's going to be the hint that it's the apex. That's the hint. It's basically like, there is nothing you can do. So just use the gun on yourself. Spiders is definitely 5-star as well. They are terrifying. Ah, okay. No, I mean, I'm using a star system for difficulty, right? So the, not really the scariness factor, but rather the likelihood of the crew surviving, right? Like the crew, or at least most of the crew getting out. The idea is that if at least one person escapes, everybody wins. That's kind of like the goal, right? That I want to go for. So the apex predator is likely going to kill pretty much everyone. The mimic, I would probably rate as a 4-star because, you know, when it gets to the other players killing each other, it's, you know, the game is already pretty much like over at that point because there won't be that many players left. Right? I feel like I'm getting ignored and I don't like that. No. I'm sorry. I just, I'm trying to type and think and talk and read. It's a lot of things happening. What did you say, Jetski? Jono, I gave you a room idea. Jono, you should add an AI core for the robot monster. Yeah. Brilliant idea. Thank you. See, this is why I wanted to do this tonight as well. I wanted to chat and brainstorm. Like, I know a lot of writers are terrified. Let's put that right up by the AI, by the captain's quarters. AI core. Okay. So this would be something that usually, like, only the captain would have access to. But obviously, given various circumstances, you know, the crew will be able to access it under certain conditions. Also, had an idea, Jono. Sure, bro. Sure. Spider's definitely 5 star. A shapeshifter alien would be terrified too. Imagine you think you're hiding from your pal and then they turn out to be some sort of shapeshifter. Oh, so yeah, we do have a mimic. The idea is that on the first day it's a rat, and then the second day it's the dog, and then on the third day it takes over a player. But if we want to be really scummy, we would have the shapeshifter where essentially it pretends to be other subjects. So players are like, oh, it's the spider, and then on the second day they go, wait, no, it's the parasite, and then on the third day they're like, oh god, it's the shapeshifter. That would be pretty cool. That would be like ultra meta game monster difficulty. Yeah, that one would be pretty hardcore as well. The reason I'd also give it 5 stars is because it requires like intricate knowledge of the game already by that point. Otherwise, players are just going to be confused. They're going to be like, wait, is it a spider? Is it a monster? Is it a dog? Is it a robot? What the hell is it? So these animals, is there a zoo or a menagerie in the cargo or something? No. So the idea is that the game master picks one for the playthrough. So I want this to be a game that essentially people can play multiple times with their friends. So once they play through like an easy subject scenario, then they're like, okay, that was awesome. Let's see if we can try like a 4-star monster, you know, something like that. Or let's go 5-star. Let's just see if we can even survive, right? That's kind of the idea I want to go for. So for example, the plant one might be one of the easier ones, like one of the 1-star ones, right? There's a carnivorous plant on the ship, right? Pretty much obvious that its weakness is fire, right? The idea is that if they can survive the carnivorous plant that's growing all over ooh, let me write that down as well. Toxic spores. Why did I capitalize it? Toxic spores, right? So the idea is that as the players learn their weakness and deal with it, right? That would be a 1-star scenario. And then, you know, when they play the game more often, they'll be able to play with different things. Okay, let's see what else we have. Yeah, we need somewhere for we've got the AI core. What else do we need? We need an oxygen room. Let's say that that's near the gravity room. So we'll do this oxygen room. There we go. I'm just wondering if maybe, oh, you know what? There we go. I got it. We pull it like that. So then gravity would make more sense to be in the center of the ship as well. Or should it? Yeah, no, it makes sense to have it in the center. We're just gonna shrink the escape room and medical a little bit more. Okay, so we got oxygen. Jono, is this game going to be on mobile only? No, that's the best part, is that the idea is that you download when the game is ready. And again, I can't speak too much about the specifics because I've signed an NDA, but the idea is that when you buy the game, you get a whole downloadable package that'll contain PDFs, printouts, even like audio sounds or recordings or links to like YouTube videos with the audio in it. So my idea is I'll upload a whole bunch of unlisted videos that then you can play as you're going along. So, you know, I might be able to get some licensed music to use for certain scenarios. So the game master can then start playing that song while they're going, or playing sound effects of the various creatures and stuff. So yeah, basically you end up getting a whole package, and the idea is that I've got to make it in such a way that'll also be compatible with their app. So that'll be a little tricky, but you know, we're in the concept stage right now. Also, proximity chat. No, it's not going to be a digital game. It's a tabletop game. So you sit with your friends at a table, and you have your character sheet, and the game master describes the story as you're going, and you discuss your plans and your moves and everything. So it's more like Dungeons and Dragons, but in space. Okay. So yeah, if there are any other subject ideas, let me know. Let me know if you guys think of anything. Darkness. Yeah, that's something you reminded me. We do need a power generator. Let's put that above the engine room because it would make sense. So power. Oops, there we go. Move that there. Also, my music stopped again. We will grab a new source. Let's go with some electro swing. Why not? And what's really great about this is that all of these are, I've got the license for all of these songs. Okay, let's see here. Waste storage room. Aha. Excellent idea. Okay, where would we put it? Yeah, it also makes sense that the oxygen would be close to the crew quarters. Let's put that... Let's see. Waste would probably be near, like, tool storage. Actually, yeah, tool storage. Okay, I got an idea. So engine rooms and power rooms will be there. Tool storage will be here. And waste will be at the bottom and the bottom. So if we copy this and paste that here and we call this work level, and we'll just get rid of all of these for now. So then we have oxygen, gravity, escape, medical, tool storage, so we have something like that for that level, and then we'll leave the elevator like sort of consistent. So this would essentially be, wait, why is this so far down? Bring to the front. There we go. Delete. We got cargo. Delete. Just a second, chat, while I quickly. So we got power. Then we got engine and engine. Engine. There we go. Yeah. So engine level. And then waste. See, so we basically building up the entire ship level by level. So if we call this captain level, and we change this to yellow, and we call this navigation. And we got captain quarters. And we got captain bathroom. Captain bathroom. And then we got the AI core. All right, this is coming together really nicely. You forgot waste. Never mind. Yeah, we got waste down there. You said there's security systems that get corrupted. Yeah, so the AI core would sort of like be in charge of the ship itself. But yeah, maybe we should add what could we add could we add security? But the idea is that it's supposed to be a ship with minimal crew, so it's not like you need a security room. I'm just trying to think here. We also have a blank room back here. Also, I'm just quickly fixing that back in. I want to keep the elevator as a central pillar of the ship itself. Let's see here. Because then I'm going to have to go in and start like adding in corridors and junctions and everything. So that means locked doors, death bots. Death bots are on the table. Absolutely. Yes. So that's the main reason I added in a dog, surprisingly. Like the first reason why I wanted to add in the captain's dog as the angel is and a reason why the doors would open for organic subjects. So basically, because the captain owns a dog, the ship has been programmed to open the door for any sort of organic presence at the entrance of a door. So the doors open automatically. So the idea would be that even a rat, when a rat walks up to a door, the ship's door will open, which will create some funny moments for the players who will freak out thinking of the subject and then you just see a little rat there. But yeah, that's the idea, is that the doors open automatically, which is going to play on their paranoia like crazy. Yes, let me write that down over here as well. What do we need? We need doors. We need doors lockable. Lockable. Okay. Oxygen, gravity. Yeah, we can probably make this a bit bigger. Same thing with the gravity room. Maybe I should also add in a water filtration, or should that be part of the oxygen? Actually, you know what? I'll do that. I'll split it into two. I'll go oxygen and water as like two different filters. Because those are the things you need to survive, right? So in that case, the plant would probably go for the water room. Actually, yeah, the plant would definitely want to go for where the oxygen and the water is being generated. So let's see here. Plant, weakness to fires, water room, water filter room. Yes, it does also mean they're recycling their shower water. Try not to think about it too much. This is space after all. Do doors make noise? Of course they do. Let's see here. So I need to say oxygen, water. Can also probably make this, make medical a lot bigger. We'll make the escape. Oh, that could be fun. If we made the escape actually tied to the elevator. So there's like an emergency ladder that goes down to the escape. No. So you could have to think. I'm still on the fence about this escape room, to be honest. Toxical chemicals, human waste, rubbish. Yeah, the waste room is a great idea. We definitely will probably have some kind of nasty creature living in there. Let's have a quick look at our base list. So while the crew are learning about the subject is equally learning about them. Oh, right. So let's take a break from building out the ship for a second. Jono, the robotic monster can hack doors and other electronics. Yes. So robot corrupts the ship's eyes, manipulates systems and doors. Okay. But how does this concept sound to you guys? Does it sound like something you would actually want to play with your friends? You know, where you get to tell this horror story and they have no idea. Like, does it actually sound like something you guys would want? Well, it's all down to personal taste, but does the concept at least sound fun? Because it sounds fun to me, but obviously I don't know until I actually ask people. Yes, okay, that's good. Minus the spider, I'd play. True. Okay, let's see. In fact, I'm gonna No, screw that. I'll fix that. I'll clean up this document later. So this is called Figma, this website, and it lets you brainstorm everything out on a map. So, you know, we've got our ship over here, and I'm just going to create a new section. We're going to call this ship map. So now I can just grab the ship map and drag the whole map wherever I want it to be. The only thing I would like to change is the background, please. There we go. Okay, that's better. Also, if you guys want me to change the song, let me know. Okay, so we've got a rough idea of the ship map. I'm really loving that elevator concept. I mean, my friends are a bit brain dead, so they may not play it, but you would want to. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Like role-playing games, tabletop role-playing games is not for everyone. But the idea is that that it's something that can be played in a single sitting. You know, you just grab some popcorn with some friends and you try to survive. So does that mean locks, doors make noise? Yep. For example, if you try to get through a door and the door is still closed, the robot has control of it. Yeah. And then starts venting the oxygen. Yeah, right. We got to yeah, we got to factor in exits into space. Not that there should be many on a ship. Usually a ship is like sealed. I have to think about that. Okay, what else? What else? I run a D&D campaign, so I would. Perfect. Yeah, exactly. You're basically my target market here. Okay, let's take a break from doing the map for a bit, since we've already made a lot of progress on the map, on the ship map. So let's start creating player roles. So, new section. So let's just call this, let's call this Captain. Actually, before we start making character sheets, let's actually decide on what the character classes are going to be. So, crew roles. So we have the Captain, which is Game Master always, because the Game Master... Whoops, sorry, let me zoom in. There we go. We got the Captain. And now you guys can help me. So we have the medic. We have the chef. We have the engineer. We have the navigator. We've got the janitor. We've got the tourist, who is probably going to always be suspected of being the traitor. Basically somebody who's like hitching a ride. Ooh, we could have the stowaway. Ooh, the stowaway, okay. What else? What else would we need for a ship? Captain, medic, chef, engineer, navigator, janitor, tourist, stowaway. Anything else come to mind? That would make the plant take carbon dioxide. Yeah. What if there are space pirates to complicate things? I thought about that, which is when I wrote this initial brief. I said that one of the winning conditions, where is it here? The winning conditions is to neutralize the threat or board a new vessel. Right, a communication room. That's what we need. Yes, communications. Here. Communications. Thank you. Yeah, the idea was that you try to make a call for help and they'll say, "Oh yeah, we'll arrive on the last day," basically. But it might be a third, you know, it might be a friendly third party. It might be pirates. It might be the government. So yeah, we needed communications. Right. Thank you. So that would be on the captain's level. We got the communications room. So this would be like the antenna. So like normally communications would be done from the navigation room, but obviously something's gonna go wrong. So you'll have to actually crawl into the communications room to fix the antennas and signal and such. Okay, right. Oh yeah, another nice thing I like about this game is that the idea is that you buy it once, and then as I finish writing story scenarios for different subjects, they'll be added on as like free DLC for the game. So, you know, the idea is that you buy the base game, and then as I'm writing more and more subjects, you know, anybody who bought the game basically gets free stories on top of that. I really want to give value to the players. So, as a programmer or IT engineer for the AI. Okay, so we want to have like average 4 to 6 players. So like 6 players being the most, because after that it starts to get like a little bit wobbly. So the captain doesn't count, right? The captain is a special case, because the captain is essentially almost always used to showcase the lethality of whatever they're dealing with. Okay, so the captain is not one of them. Whoops. I'm thinking the ones that are like the weakest ones are the janitor, tourist, and stowaway. We definitely need a medic since we have a medical room. We definitely need an engineer and a navigator. So those guys are definitely going up here. The chef is not necessarily needed because, you know, we could always use the excuse of pre-made foods that you just heat up in the kitchen, but it is an option. Botanist Sam's. I do like the idea of a software engineer. So we're going to do this. We're going to call this we're going to call this software engineer, and then we'll also have mechanic. So the idea is that the engineer and the mechanic and the IT engineer, yeah, we'll just go with IT engineer, sort of work together to make sure the whole ship is running. Navigator, make sure they don't hit anything. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we have like 3 possible other options to go with here. Botanist Sam. Yeah, we're not gonna have an actual farm on the ship itself. Jono, what do people that call plants? Yeah, a botanist is someone who loves plants. But I don't feel like that would suit a cargo ship itself. Also, chat, would you guys like to name the ship? And don't do the classic internet thing of SS Boaty McBoatyface. SS Boaty McBoatyface. Because that's what the internet decided to name a ship when a research crew wanted to name a ship that was going to go to the Arctic. The internet decided to call it Boaty McBoatyface. Here we go. Hi, Axel Hugh. How you doing? Okay, so I'm liking our choices here. I'm just seeing if there's anything like else that we need. We got cargo hold, waste. Yeah, so janitor. Let's have a look at the rooms and try and figure out where each one would go. So the medic would obviously, their main room would be the medic room. The engineer and power rooms would be where the mechanic would go. Navigation would be for the navigator. Waste would be for the janitor. Yeah, this sort of works already. So for now, let's just add the janitor to the list. And we'll leave tourist and stowaway as possible like expansion characters later on. The SS Dark. Tonnage cargo ship. Well, at least you didn't call it Ligma. This is the SS Ligma, ready for docking. D's. SS Movers. Tonnage cargo ship. Okay. So these might change, but let's go with this for now. So what would I need? I will need to make like I will need to get some artwork for the character. Then we'll need name, age, title. So in this case, it would be captain. Or maybe I should put that at the top because, again, always when you're designing stuff, always think about your player's perspective first. So, like, how is your player going to interpret this? So the most important thing to the player is to actually know what role they are. So if you see, you know, so we'll prioritize it that way. So it's name, so it's title first, and then we know what the character's name, age, etc. is. So we will have to have, let's see here, access codes. Entire ship. Also, did the music just stop? We'll hit play again. Ship too big for 3. Might need some robots. Oh goodness. Oh goodness, Fred. That is an evil idea, but that gets rid of the janitor then. So instead of a janitor, we have cleaning robots. So okay. Okay, I like that a lot. Okay, so what do we need? We need cleaning robots. So they are responsible for... So imagine your players find someone's missing and then you just see one of the robots dragging a body towards the waste disposal room. And they're just like, wait, what? And it's like, we found a corpse. Ooh, I do like that. I do like that a lot. The SS Nomad. Ooh, okay. We're gonna take a we're gonna create a list of potential names over here. So let's see. We got SS Nomad. We have SS Movers. We have Tonnage Cargo Ship. Something tells me that one's not gonna win. I'll do like a poll on the channel for like a few days to see which one you guys vote for. First officer, second officer. I want to try and avoid creating a hierarchy between the players, so that way everybody suspects everybody sort of equally, if that makes sense, right? The idea is that this is a skeleton crew because the company is operating on a razor thin profit margins. I should write that down. Skeleton crew. Haha, the pun. This skeleton crew is about to become literal. Skeleton crew company operates on razor thin profit margins. Okay. Iceman Space Fishing console. Iceman Space Fishing. Is that what you want to name the ship? Then you better do away with the captain since it No. The idea is that the captain is what the game master controls at the start of the game, and then they die. So it creates a power vacuum. The idea is that the captain either dies due to the monstrosity or due to a natural cause, which creates a power vacuum on top of the fact that now they're in a survival situation. That's kind of what I'm going for. And then on top of that, there's a traitor amongst them. That's why I put it in red over here for Game Master. Okay, so what else do we need? We need, besides access codes, we need some backstory fluff for down here. That could go at the bottom. That's like because it's a role-playing game, obviously you need some details. So like backstory stuff we'll put at the bottom. We can also put in here personality type, because the idea is that this is also sort of semi-LARP like. Again, I don't want to just go too much into detail on it entirely, but yeah, the idea is that it's sort of like a little bit of a LARP mixed with roleplay. A ship that size would have what, 10 to 15 people, but yeah, that's the idea, is that it's a skeleton crew. Also, let me get some more music. Hold up. Boom. Where's some more? Deep thoughts. That sounds fun. Give me some deep thoughts. Yeah, the thing is that we got to sort of balance realism along with viability, because if we, if I make it that you need 15 players, then the whole game sort of doesn't really work. The idea is that we want 4 to 6 players so that, a group of friends can get together for an evening and sit down and play. Like, ideally, I'd want it to be 3, but for now, I'm going to design it for 4. Probably not the most original names. Yeah, remember, this is also sort of a sci-fi set in the future, so things are much more efficient. So the company, again, could just be one of those really scummy companies that's overworking everyone. And I do like the idea of having the maintenance bots doing the sort of slug work. Also, why is there a hand? Why is there a hand waving? What did I press? Okay, there we go. It's gone. Whatever it was, it's gone. Yeah, if you guys do have any other ideas for names, let me know. Otherwise, I will continue going on with it. Also, fun thing. When I do make the trailer for this game, I wanted to originally say, like, subject 72, and then that number turns into a countdown. And then it goes 71:59. Like, so that's how the trailer would end. So it goes subject 72, and then it goes 71:59. So that's how I've got the trailer envisioned in my mind. SS Dark. SS Dark. SS nothing could possibly go wrong. Freebird. 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 I don't mind. I don't mind like having, like, messing around, having some fun in between the serious stuff. I mean, we've already made a lot of progress, to be honest. Like, that's the best thing about, like, writing and creative stuff, is when you actually chat to people and you're not afraid of sharing your ideas, you actually end up coming up with something way more fun than if you were on your own. So, a lot of writers are terrified to share their ideas. They're like, but what if they take my idea and they write something even better using my idea? I shouldn't tell them. And I sit there going, no, you should tell people your ideas. You need to get feedback on your ideas. Do you know how much it would suck if you spent like 3 years of your life working on something and then you realized nobody else liked it? Imagine if you just told people from the start, hey, I had this idea, and they respond with, that's amazing, go do it. Then you go do it, and you succeed. Whereas if you keep the secretive and you make it, and then it sucks, and you're like, wait, if only somebody had told me that this doesn't work. Right? I'm telling you you guys this because I'm confident that even if you were to start working on this right now alongside with me, I will have it done before you do. And that my final product will be better than yours, right? I've got to have that confidence in myself, right? That's why I'm perfectly fine with sharing this online right now while I'm going through it. I'm not going to tell you guys the narrative writing of it, because that would spoil it. I want you guys to enjoy it. So I'm not going to give you guys the spoilers, except for, except for the small spoilers about the mimic, but still. I'm avoiding spoilers as much as I can here. The SS Flying Lizard. When I think of a ship name, it's like I'm hitting my head on a wall, right? It's pretty hard. I mean, the original Alien movie, they used Nostromus, which was a pretty cool name. So probably taking something like ancient Greek sounding is a pretty easy move to go with. But okay, let's see. SS Flying Lizard. Most of these names are not gonna go through, just letting you know. Name it for a region in South Africa you recall. Yeah, that's a little tricky though. SS Aurora is a pretty good one. SS Aurora. But yeah, don't worry. Like, if you guys come up with names, you know, I'll just add them to the list as we go along. So what else do we need here? Oh yeah, we were doing the character sheets. So I want to sort of like have access codes so that, you know, players can access certain rooms easily. That way, if certain players die, it might make things more difficult. So we got their name, their age, their personality, their access codes. We've got some backstory fluff. What else do we really, like, genuinely need? Oh, right. We need some skills. So obviously this game is not going to be like a full-on D&D character where you have like 30 different skills you choose from. But the way I'm going to do this game is that you essentially, in fact, let me do it more in the mechanics section. Skills. Essentially you have improvised, known, and expert. So if you have an improvised skill, you're basically, if your skill is improvised, you're literally making it up on the fly. You know, you've never lockpicked a door before, but you're going to damn well try because you're about to die, right? You have known skills where it's something you've actually done before. And then you have expert skills where you're really proficient at it. You know, it's sort of like almost second nature kind of thing. So the idea is that each crew member will have like expert and known skills, and then everything else is sort of considered improvised skills. So then as the players go through, you know, if you lose your medic, everyone's going to have to improvise like medic roles kind of thing, right? Whereas, you know, the medic will be the expert. Whereas, for example, I would say like either the captain or the traitor. Oh, no, that would give it away. Do we have stats? Yeah, there will. I want to, again, it's got to be kept as sort of simple as possible. So I'm still reading the training documents that the company sent on the systems. But improvised medic. Oops, I killed you, teehee. Exactly. So yeah, there will. I want to keep the raw math of the game to a minimum so that everyone can focus more on the roleplay and the scenarios. So I still have to go through all the documents the company sent me on how their systems work. But for now, again, this is a brainstorming stream. So yeah, we'll just put skills and stats next to each other here just in case we need more. So we'll put skills and stats. Skills and stats. There we go. Bump, dump, bump, bump, dump, bump, 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 bump. So we got the captain, and then we need the medic. So this would have the med bay, etc. I'll write everything out as like it later on. But yeah, this is the general idea, is that I've got this sort of planned out a bit more. Will there be an item list? Healing stuff, makeshift weapons, etc. That is a very good question, and probably something I should include on here, like inventory. Inventory. Okay, we'll just delete the whole medic thing here. Because we do have storage rooms, right? We've got the lifestyle storage, we've got tool storage, we've got the cargo hold, which is essentially a giant storage. So yeah, there should, and obviously we want to have scenarios where the players like try to MacGyver a flamethrower together and stuff like that. So yeah, there should definitely be an inventory sort of system, like a maximum weight kind of thing. So let me write that down as well. Inventory max weight. Oh, you know what? We do need an EVA room. We need a room where the crew can go out into space in order to make repairs on the hull of the ship. So that's what we're going to call the escape room. We're going to call it the EVA room. EVA. And it would make sense that the EVA would be right next to the medical, because if something goes wrong in space, you're probably going to need medical assistance as soon as possible. So it would make sense that the EVA room is connected right by the med bay. I like that. I like that. Okay, what else? I'm gonna do this for now. Ah, come on, stop it. Behave, please. You know what? No. I'm gonna delete that. Inside the elevator will also be a ladder that people can climb. Okay, let's see here how things... I assume it's mostly roleplay with no combat interaction. Well, that's the thing, is the idea is that there's a sort of ebb and flow to it. That the subject will have times of day where it'll hunt, and then times of day will rest. And that may or may not be synchronized with the crew itself. So there might be times where the crew are searching while it's resting, and it's hunting while the crew is resting, which would be one of the worst. But then there are also, you know, the scenario where they're both hunting for each other, which would be, yeah. So yeah, that's something I need to write here. What do we need? We need a schedule system. Schedule system. Rest versus search. Because rest versus hunt. We're going to say rest versus hunt. Because that's essentially what's going on here, is that both the players and the creature have to take rests and hunt each other. Wouldn't that be counterproductive? A breach in EVA would eject all the wounded. Well, no, it's not like the, you know, there would definitely be a corridor between them with multiple doors. Like, this is just a rough layout, but the idea would be, just a moment. The idea would be that if I just stretch this out a little bit more, if I make this gray, is that this would be a corridor, for example, just as a rough example, and then there would be a door. There would be a air sealed door over here and over here, and there would probably be another door, like over above and below. You know, I mean, both vertically as well. So that way, if there was a breach over here, it would just lock this section. And there would probably also be like alternate paths into the medical bay as well, in case one such situation were to become inaccessible, right? So you'd probably have something like this, right? I've still got to actually go through and then build out the corridors, vents, and maintenance paths. But yeah, that's essentially what my task will probably be off stream, is to actually pipe together the whole ship and factor in stuff like that. But yeah, thank you very much for bringing that up. I'm going to leave that as a note over here. Factor in... Oh wait, I can put it over here with doors. Think about breaches. Is it? Yeah, breaches. Okay. So I have to consider the layout of the breaching as well. Mario death sounds. An airlock. Wait, this is actually a brilliant idea. Eject all the wounded. Still, I still think you should vent the wounded. Come on. The idea is that at least one player has got to survive. Oh, yeah, you know what? We actually left out a very important room. How if we want them to be able to get on another ship, they need a docking ring. I mean, we've already got the EVA room. But I'm thinking for the sake of pure horror, and this doesn't make that much sense otherwise. Docking ring is at the base of the front. So if the players do want to escape, they're going to have to go down the elevator into the giant cargo hold and reach the docking ring for their escape. So the idea, okay, the in-law reason would be that you can insert cargo from below into the ship. But then if you're docked, if the ship were to ever like dock with another ship and just wants to add to the cargo hold, they could just bring in their cargo. Whoops, come on. Okay, it doesn't want to behave. Just a second. So, for example, normally when the ship docks, you can have cranes loading stuff up from below and putting it into the cargo hold. But say the ship's already in space, they will dock over here and bring the cargo into the cargo room this way. So then it's very quick efficiency. So if they're doing like short trades in space, so then the idea is that with the end of the game, if the players do go with the escaping route, one, they have to get the communications working up here. But then in order to escape, they've got to go to communications, but then they've got to go to navigation to actually make the call. And then they're going to have to go through the ship, down the elevator, and then through the cargo hold to the docking ring to finally escape. Or they could try and go out the EVA room. But, you know, that might have some own problems itself. So I'm liking this. I am liking this a lot. Let's make sure we go down to the waist level. Here we go. Lowest level. And we add in... And the music stopped again. Why does it keep doing this? Okay. Docking ring. Okay, I'm liking that Kirby death sound. Well, that's the thing, right? Imagine like a cargo room. I mean, a cargo place where you've got giant shipping containers stacked up and locked together, but there's like crawl spaces between them where all sorts of nastiness and horrible things could squeeze in between or pop out from, right? So you got to like make your way through what is probably the most dangerous room in the entire ship, because it is just such a huge claustrophobic place as well, right? This ship ain't very efficient. Well, I did my best. I mean, I did put some thought into it, you know, that you've got the living quarters all on the same level. You've got sort of like the work, the work sections gathered together. And then also from a logistics point of view, being able to maximize the time, minimize the time that it takes to load up the ship with cargo. So it's not that inefficient. It's just in this particular scenario where you really need to escape because there's a freaking monster on the ship. That's what makes it inefficient, is that you got to run all this way. But, you know, for a crew that is boarding, it would make sense that they would go through the cargo hold, get into the elevator, and then go up to their respective work zones. So, yeah, I like it. I like it. Let's see here. Also, yeah, obviously the ship is going to need two big engines on it. So the ship would probably be shaped like that with giant engines. We're looking at it from the back, by the way. So cargo would be added in when it's docked through here. And then there would be like an antenna sticking out of the top over here for connecting to the communications room over here. So that would be like the little antenna over here. So these would be giant engines. As you can see, it's a very rough sketch, but you guys get my drift, right? It's not a floating rectangle. Use your imagination. Use your imagination. Okay, anybody come up with any more names? Any more additional names that we need? I'm adding the list of potential names underneath here, underneath the ship map. It looks like an alien. I was trying my best not to draw a pair of booba, okay? Like the moment I started drawing like 2 circles, and I was like, oh boy, this could either end in like one of 2 really bad ways. SS Souls. Ooh. What's the name? What's the name of the toll man? The one who the ferryman, the one who ferries dead souls. What's his name? The ferryman name. In Greek mythology, Charon, Charn, is a psychopomp, the ferryman of the Greek underworld. He carries the souls of those who've been given funeral rites across the river Styx. Yeah, so we could call it Charon. Okay, that's a cool one. So we've got the SS Charon. Hermes is also a pretty is another tempting one. The problem is that if I remember correctly, there is actually a cargo delivery service called Hermes. And the last thing I want is a trademark violation. Or you're using our company for your horror story. I believe that there's already a shipping company called Hermes, so I'm not gonna go with that one. Hermes would fit, yeah, but it would be dangerous. It would be dangerous. I checked, it's true. Yeah, you got to be careful with these kinds of things. Better not, like, I'm pretty sure I could win in a legal question of it, but when it comes to legal stuff, most of the time, the process is the punishment rather than the outcome of the trial itself. It's literally the stress of having to hire a lawyer and worrying about the consequences of if you lose and the financial loss that comes from that, right? So most of the time, financial lawsuits are about punishing the other person through the process. And like, for example, with big companies, the last thing they want is discovery, where all their emails get leaked to the public. So, yeah. Better to just avoid the punishment in this case, which is the process. You're probably going to need to revise everything. Absolutely. I'll run everything through checks and filters and such in order to avoid that. Hi, Krita. How are you doing? How have you been? We're having a very unique stream today. I am sharing with you guys how I go about creating game design stuff. So we have literally created an entire spaceship for a horror survival game in which players with a game master like D&D will roleplay trying to survive on a ship with a monster on it. And we currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11? We have 11 subjects, 11 potential monstrosities. So if you have any ideas for any more monsters, the SS Jono, don't you dare call it the Seraph. So yeah, if you have any ideas for a monster, let me know. So we've got the apex predator, which is basically the xenomorph. We got the spider, we got the snake, we got the shark, parasites, robotic. We've got the mimic, we've got the plant, we've got the fisherman, which I should write here, lures players with bait. Some kind of electric phantasm. I am trying to avoid supernatural for now. I want to try and keep it in the realms of the physical, because yeah, once we start adding supernatural elements to it, everything kind of goes out the window. You know, with regards to how the players are going to cope with it, right? We're giving them sort of realistic skill sets. So to give realistic skill sets to people with supernatural would be a bit too far. Sharing many traits with the creatures mentioned. I'm thinking something like the Phantom in Metroid. Oh, I haven't played Metroid. I'll leave a note on here though to search it. Electric Phantasm Metroid. Google. There we go. I left a note for myself on that one. But yeah, Krito, how you doing? Hope you've been going well. So we've got 12 subjects, which is already a huge amount of work because all the other writers are literally just writing one scenario. But you guys know me. I always go a step further, a level beyond. Instead of me just writing one scenario with one monster that they get to play through, no. I'm going to be ending up writing possibly 12 different scenarios for the players to go through. So that's going to be a lot of work. But we have laid a brilliant foundation, in my opinion. Just chatting and sharing these ideas with you and hearing your guys' thoughts and everything has like helped me immensely. If I tried to do this on my own, it would not nearly be as developed as this is. You have to write the entire chapter. Yeah, so I'll do it over here. So my idea is that we're going to have sort of introduction, which will be roughly 10 minutes. Also, we'll shrink that down. Come on, shrink. So we'll have an introduction story, which gets everybody up to speed on their characters and their behaviors and stuff. Then we have Act 1, which I will now use like blue. And then we'll have Act 2, which we can then do as like yellow. And then we have Act 3, which is red. Oops. Red. And obviously, in this case, it's day 1. Day 2. And day 3. And the idea is that sorry, I'm just copying this out. The idea is that the players have to try and identify what the subject is and how to get rid of it or how to escape. So they basically need to identify the subject. They need to locate weakness, and they need to survive. Like the last day is current objective survive. Basically, they need to identify what it is, locate its weakness, and then also survive. So basically, try to take it out before the end of the 3rd day. Basically, the idea is that if you reach the end of the 3rd day, it's game over. SS Pups. Just chilling before bed. Oh, that's good. So you have to write an entire chapter. Yeah, so I have to write like a 10-minute introduction. The idea is I want this to be over the course of like 2 to 4 hours. So each day I'm looking at maybe 45 minutes of content per day. Realistically, day 2 will probably be the longest, so it'll probably be 60 minutes. So then we're looking at 1.5 hours, 2.5 hours, right? Because again, another thing with horror and such is that you don't want it to overstay its welcome, right? So the idea is that I will have to do this 12 times. I have to do this for each and every subject. I will have to write out a scenario and let the players figure that out. Not sure if been playing D&D, but players love to surprise the DM. Yeah, that's the tricky thing. They the company that I've signed up with, they've given me a whole bunch of guides and such for how their systems are going to work. So from what I can tell, it looks like it's not like complete free reign. So it's not like a pure D&D session, but there is some player agency, but there's also cases where the characters have a script that they do read from. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of taking away control from the players. So I want to try and write this in such a way that there's like there's a feeling that, you know, if you were to play this again but swap the characters around, you would get a very different experience, right? That's how I want it to play. I want it to be that if Fred was playing the mechanic and Lael was playing the navigator, and then the next time they played and Fred was the navigator and Lael was the mechanic, it would feel like a different game, right? That's kind of what I want to go for. Don't just railroad. Exactly. Florian Kratzer, how have you been? How are you? It's been so long. Let me give you a wave. Hi, Florian. How you doing? Hello. Today was my birthday. Want to know some facts? Sure. Hit me with your best obscure fact. It's been a while. Me, the navigator? Yeah. I mean, I did say it was a horror story, Lael. I was about to say medic, but then I thought that's too easy. That's too easy to go with. All right. So let's have a look here. We've pretty much established everything I want to do. So yeah, this would basically, if I follow this rough guideline, a play session would be 2 hours and 2 hours and 40 minutes, roughly. If I say 15 minutes here, just to make it clean, we would have 2 hours and 45 minutes. So just under 3 hours per playthrough, which I think is good enough, right? After 3 hours, people's concentration tends to lapse, right? They tend to get exhausted. So I think being under 3 hours is a good move. Anyway, I slowly going to go to bed. Good night, Krito. Bye, Krito. Thank you so much for coming by. In fact, I think this might be a, let's see, wait, clock tower dong. I get the feeling I know what type of DM you are. You plan everything to the minute detail, all for the player to derail you completely in the first 5 minutes. You know, Fred, you're not completely wrong. I do put in a huge amount of thought into my world, but then I'm very quick to improvise because my players always do that. I'm very good at improvisation as a DM. But yeah. All right. The club of the Ankylosaurus wasn't used for protection, but for fighting rivals. Oh, I didn't know that. That's pretty cool, Florian. Yeah, that's fun. I didn't actually know that. I thought it was a defensive weapon. Let's see here. Yeah, I think we so yeah, identify what it is, locate its weakness, and then survive while either escaping or eliminating. So yeah, that's basically the way it works, right? That's the 3-step process. Figure out what it is, how do you counter it, and then can you execute on that countering or can you escape? Yeah. I think that's a good 3-beat description. You know, pretty much anyone could get that. Okay. Anything else? We have a rough character sheet. We have. Yeah, I need to go and check the documentation to find out exactly what kind of stats and dice rolls, because I love trying out new role-playing systems, and I saw one that was a really cool concept. The idea was that the more skilled you are at something, the better dice you roll. So if you're unskilled, like you're in this case it would be improvised, right? You would roll a 1d4. If you were like if you sort of know about the skill, you could roll a 1d6. If you're like a professional at the skill, you could roll like a 1d12. And if you're a master, you could roll a d20, right? So the idea is that if you're a complete like buffoon who's never even tried to lockpick before, you know, you'll roll a 1d4, and that, you know, even if you roll a 4, that might not be enough to get through. But if you're a master lockpicker and you roll a d20, you roll a natural 20, well then obviously you're going to get through that door. So something like that, you know, using different sized dice based on your skill is a really cool concept. But yeah, you know, I gotta check to see if their systems allow that. Did you know that the Spinosaurus was the most controversial dinosaur? It is a nightmare headache for archaeologists. I assume because of the fossilization process, the skin between the spines would be That system has a lot of variance. Yeah, it does. It does. But it does feel fun. You know, it does make sense where you're like, well, I'm not very good at this, so I'm going to roll a D4 or a D6. I mean, hey, even masters can screw up and roll a 1. But I mean, obviously the idea is that, you know, if the door's difficulty is an 8 and you're rolling a D20, then statistically you have a very high chance of succeeding, right? Whereas if the difficulty is an 8 and you can only roll a D6, you're not opening that door. Right? It works. It works. I like it. I want to play around with that in a different game, maybe some other day. All right, I think, let me just read this one more time. Sci-fi horror game with the crew is trapped aboard a ship with aggressive entity. Players have to survive 3 days aboard the ship in space. Winning conditions are to neutralize the threat or board a new vessel. The crew will have to find their solution while learning what the subject is capable of. The threat is an experimental subject secretly brought onto the ship by one of the crew members who's an undercover operative for the government. Oh, right. So we can do that over here for the introduction. Basically, what I would say here is characters, character meetings, and secret notes. So the idea is that the game master will give like a secret note to every player about something about that character, and one of those players will get the note that'll say you're the traitor, you're the government spy. On a D20, an 8 is like 60%. Yeah. Also, what do you think is more traumatizing, the Five Nights at Freddy's movie or an educational video on the extinction of the dinosaurs? I haven't watched the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. I heard it was pretty good, like pretty lore accurate. So, you know, I'll celebrate the fact when Hollywood gets a game movie right. An 8 on a D2 is actually really rough. Yeah. Again, I've never actually used a system like that, but I do like the concept of it, where the more skilled you are, you actually get to use different dice. Yeah, when you're a true master, you get to roll a percentile dice. Roll a D100. All right. I'm getting Pathfinder PTS vibes. I have the Pathfinder books, but I've never played it. I'm actually playing a role-playing game right now with Tier Noir on his channel on Bilibili, and he's bringing in other VTubers as well. So I'm part of the main player group. So there'll be 3 or 4 of us as the main player group, and then other VTubers will be sort of like guest characters. So if you guys have heard of Merryweather, so Merryweather Comics, he's going to be a guest member. So I'm very excited because Merryweather is one of sort of like the YouTubers that I like really look up to and inspired by. So I'll actually get to play with Merryweather in the near future, which will be fun. I've recorded everything on my end, and I'm going to edit it together so that you guys get a condensed version of the story, so that you guys don't have to sit there for like a 2-hour VOD of what's going on. So you guys will just get the raw story itself. So yeah, I am very, very excited. It's very cool. And I'm playing as Jono Funk, by the way, from Soros. All right, I think this is probably a good spot to call it. My brain is getting a little bit fried here. So we did good. We did good. Let's go to the chat room. All right, see you next time. Yeah, let me just quickly tell you guys a little bit about what's happening next week. So I am going to be playing Pokemon on Thursday. We're going to continue playing Pokemon Sword and Shield. I've been leveling up everybody on the team, so everybody is like actually at a good level now, without actually evolving or progressing. Friday, I'm going to be playing with Nick Nitro. We're going to be playing Dead Rising 2, the DLC. So Nick is super excited about that. We were chatting today, just trying to test it and get it working and everything. We're still trying to get the co-op to work, but we got the game working with the resolution and everything, so it's not crashing anymore. So we're hoping to get it ready. So I'll be playing with Nick on Friday. Then Saturday lunchtime, I'm playing 7 Days to Die with Zell, Akumi, and Araku. And then Saturday evening, I'm playing Baldur's Gate 3 again with Lael, Telephone Sounds, and Key Red. Sunday, I am off. Next week, Sunday, I am taking off because Tier Noir is visiting me in person. So I got to go pick him up from the airport and everything. So yeah, the week after this week, we'll have some like chatting streams and such with us together. So look forward to that. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for coming by. This was actually really fun. Like, I was kind of nervous. A few years ago, I tried to do a writing stream and I kind of gave up because I panicked. I could not concentrate on writing characters while talking to everybody. But this worked really well. I actually really, really like this. This worked really, really well. This was fun. Yeah. I also, you guys know, I'm going to need testers. When this game is up and running, I'm going to put out a call on the Discord. So, like, you know how Tuesdays is anime nights, movie nights? I might swap out a movie night sometimes for testing this horror game. So if anybody's interested to spend 2 to 3 hours with me testing my game and getting to enjoy the horror RP experience, I will let you guys know, right? So I have no idea when I'll have the first version up and ready, but yeah, if you guys want to play, just keep an eye on the Discord. Like I'll make like a public announcement when I do get it going. Yay, Lael's in. Okay, Spider Monster, got it. Okay, I wouldn't be that mean. I wouldn't be that mean. You're in. Nice. Okay, that's good. That's good. Right. So you guys are gonna help me test it, and you get free play. And my goal is to kind of sell this to as many other like VTubers as I can, because if they buy the game, 1, I get royalties, and 2, they get to play it with their friends. So yeah, that's my business plan at least. If I'm the navigator, you're in trouble. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. I will see you guys later this week. And then, yeah, after that, I'll have Tier Noir on my streams for like the whole of the week after that. So hope you have a fantastic week. Thank you so much for coming by. And bye-bye.